Rocking you on the job, it's 101.1 WJRR, Orlando's rock station, Lynch and Taco. Good morning, 9:15. As promised, in studio, our buddy Matt from Trivium. What's up, buddy?
Great to be here again. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Been a little
It's
while.
been a long time since seeing you all. The office looks amazing. It's all, it's super
They
whited out.
Yes, it is. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, I know what he's talking about. If you walk in the new office, which has been closed since COVID, so a lot of the listeners haven't, it is the whitest office ever, and we're just used to it now.
Yeah.
You should see the people who work here.
Mm-hmm.
If I can sneak a Sharpie on the wall, maybe we won't see it as much.
Speaking of, all of this was done during the
It
whole.
looks awesome, though. It looks great.
They had us working in the middle of all this. We were in this tiny.
While it's all getting built.
Well, yes. OSHA came in and lost their minds because we didn't have construction.
Yeah. They go, you guys have to have. They go, what the hell is going? Exactly. What the hell is going on here? We're like, we're just doing a radio show, and he goes, you need hard hats because there has to be separation from all the workers, and it was crazy.
That would have been great content to have that film.
We put a lot of it up.
Okay.
Speaking of content, you got things running on Twitch right now, which
Yes.
you in particular and your bandmates have been on this and are so far out ahead of your counterparts in the music industry. It's laughable. So when the whole everything shut down, and you had people who perform for a living going, "Oh my God, what do we do now?"
You knew. You already
Trivium's
did.
like,
This business as usual.
we've got our compound here in Central Florida. We'll set up and we'll just bring it to you that way. And you did multiple times.
Yep.
You had way more success than anybody else
Thank
who
you. I
tried
truly
doing
appreciate
this.
that, my friend. Yeah, we're so lucky that we just have the greatest supporters in the world. I've always said that Trivium fans are the best, and I've been in the band now. It's almost 23 years. It was first band, first job. Tried out for it right here in Central Florida, right in Orlando. I played the Teague Middle School talent show, playing Metallica's No Leaf Clover, and I was asked by a high school band called Trivium, hey, you want to try out for a band? Tried out and been doing the same thing ever since. And my second job ever is playing Trivium songs on Twitch, and that's been going on for about 6 years now. So it's awesome. So twice a day, 5 days a week when I'm off tour. When I'm on tour, roughly about 7 days a week, 1 to 4 times a day. So that's every show, every sound check, every warm up. It's all streamed for free. There's no paywall. There's nothing. Everyone can watch the replays, talk, chat, everything. It's always been a place where we can have our community be there and enjoy. And what was amazing is during the lockdown, a lot of people were saying like, if we didn't have this channel, like there were some people in other countries that was just them in their apartment for 2 years. So like if I didn't have the channel, didn't have that connectivity, I would have lost my mind. So I'm so thankful that in the same way they're there for us, we're able to be there for them.
Yeah, and like you said, because you're huge everywhere, but especially over in Europe as well. So they were on a total different lockdown than we had in Florida. I think it's really cool that there's no paywall, that it's free, because as you said, your fans, it's a community, and you don't make them pay. It's just like, hey, you guys are cool as balls to us. We're right back at it.
Exactly. Because like we see a lot of new things, like new innovations come out these days, where it's like, oh, but you have to be paying for this thing to then have access to the people. It's like, well, I don't want to do that. Let's just make this like a cool, constantly ever-growing, moving organism of like-minded people having a good time, and that's what it's always been about since I first ever picked up the guitar. Since I first had heard the Black Album and said, I want to do that for a living, and then I watched Binge and Purge '89 and said, I want that kind of thing. That's what I want to do for a living, and seeing that connectivity.
It worked.
Did you watch Trainwreck yet on Netflix?
What's that?
Woodstock '99.
Oh no, I gotta see that.
You have to.
I gotta see that.
I know you have played the world. Your band has played the world on some of the biggest shows and festivals in the world. There is no bigger disaster than that show.
I gotta see that, because we played some festivals that have felt really rough, but that one looks way worse.
I'm telling you, I knew back then that it was bad, and we saw some of the footage because MTV was there live and all. They had to evacuate, but once they put it all together, and you just walk, you're like, oh my God! So
it was really bad.
I gotta see that.
As Lynch is saying, as Pat's saying, you'd see the little stories. But when they shove it together, you just go, uh-oh.
I can't wait to see that. I gotta see that.
So, given what I was just alluding to, your band, just huge around the world, and you've played with some of the biggest metal groups in the world, and have even bigger ones coming up. Doesn't mean you don't have time to do stuff that's really, really important, and that's here locally. And this cause that you champion, this is fantastic. It's your babe. Go ahead and lay this out, what you got going on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll give the whole lowdown. I was lucky enough that through my streaming, there's a lot of charitable stuff on Twitch, a lot of people that work with children's hospitals and things that are near and dear to their heart. I was able to befriend Stephen, who's here today, Stephen, and Tyler, who both gave me amazing tours of Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital and Winnie Palmer. At the time, my wife was pregnant with our twins, and so we were mentioning that they're giving us a whole tour of all the different spots. And one of the things that really touched me is Stephen brought me over to the neonatal wing, and they've got these machines there that if a baby is found to have spina bifida or some kind of condition within the womb, they actually extract the baby, work on them within the machine, put them back into the womb, and then the baby is born without those specific issues. And what they said was these machines are all paid for by charity, by fundraising, and they have to be. And it was kind of a double-edged sword, the fact that we're not able to fund that outside of charity. So, but I was like, okay, let's take this in our own hands. I said to Stephen, I was like, what can we do? He said, well, we could start a foundation. My wife and I used to have a food blog called Metal and Honey. You know, the other big thing that I'm always posting about is food. And so that was the name of our food blog that we ended up not having enough time for. But we shifted the name over to our foundation. What that does is 100% of all the proceeds all go to the Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital. That's where, remember, our son made it to a year-old, and those other parents were like, oh, if you haven't been in the emergency room by the time they're a year, you've really made it out. Good job. A year and a day, he hits his head on this wooden toy, splits it. Like, Steven's the first person I call. Like, I don't even call 911 first. I call Steven first. I'm like, what do I do? He's like, all right, got you in the hospital. Come on over. Then I call the cops, and then I call the ambulance, the police. Everyone shows up. Fire department shows up, and we bring him over there. Stitched his head. He was fine. The scar's barely there. But that was the very hospital we fundraised for. So then I was like, man, this is all very cyclical. I love this. I love the fact that with what we're able to do with music, we can help fund now the music therapy program within the hospital, and what that does, that helps out children. So you think that sometimes people are there for a couple of hours. Well, sometimes kids are there for weeks, months, years, and they need more to do other than, you know, hang out and be educated or do the schooling program or whatever they may have. But I'm so thankful that we're able to, through music, which is what's supported my life the whole time, through dark and light, and same thing through all of our fans' lives. I've met some people that said our band has saved their life. But we can go even further and now help people, help children, help their families, help everyone that may be affected and involved with having to go to the Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital. And so I'm so thankful that we're able to do that.
All right, you've got an event planned Friday. It's a Full Sail Live.
Yep.
This is another opportunity to raise some money for this whole cause. If the listeners want to get involved.
Absolutely. And as everyone has seen with Trivium, we've always supported everything from around us. It's always been about Orlando, about the people that supported us. When we used to be on Native Noise all the time, I was 13 through 17, 18. We did the local shows together. So JRR's involved. We've got Coppertail Brewing involved. They're from Tampa. They're an incredible brewer down there. Black Magic Pizza is an amazing pizza place in Orlando. We've got Jeremiah's as well. We've got Jeremiah's as well. That's going to be their Italian ice. So it's all these amazing things from Orlando that we love at Full Sail, which is one of the greatest universities. I didn't have the privilege of going there, but Corey graduated from Full Sail. We did our live stream there. We did the last 2 albums there at Full Sail, so now we're doing this acoustic show there. My sister's actually opening up for it. She's a better singer than I am. She covers video game music, sings in Japanese. Like, she's super, super talented. She'll be opening up the show. And then myself, I'll be playing half Trivium stuff and then half covers, like Elvis, Orbison, Johnny Cash's 9 Inch Nails cover, 2 songs from The Witcher, all sorts of stuff. Just things that I love, things that our supporters love, and it's just a nice way to have fun. Like with Trivium, we're very much so ourselves, but it's a different aspect of ourselves. It's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more metal, but this is where I can truly be myself.
So
Tickets.
Can they go in person? They can watch it online, all of the above?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be streamed on Twitch for free, twitch.tv/Matthew K. Hafe. Anyone that's in a different country or not in Orlando.
And you can make donations through there as well.
Yes. So they can find the charitable donation stuff in the About section of my Twitch. They just scroll down a little bit. You'll see donations or charity. As far as the tickets for this show, if people want to donate directly to the Metal and Honey Foundation for Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital, that's my link in bio on everything. So if they use Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Cameo, whatever the heck they use, that link in bio that's there will take you directly to where you can buy tickets. 100% of the proceeds all go to the hospital, and it's for a great cause. So if people can only tune in and donate $5 or donate $1 or just donate their time and just to be there and spread the word of the charity, that's just as meaningful. So
think of every one of us right now, us in the studio and you listening. Throw a buck in.
Yeah.
Right now.
That'd be amazing.
And if
It's,
threw in 5, like you said the first time, even better.
It'd be amazing. And it's all for an Orlando institution that helps our kids. And it's been amazing. So through this, then I'm able to work with other organizations. I also fundraise for an amazing group called Taco. It's a military-based charity that helps active and veteran, both U.S. and U.S. allied. They've got a 24/7 suicide and mental health support line that is for vets, active, and non-military, which is incredible. So thanks to Metal and Honey and thanks to Stephen, I've been able to then branch out further. And I see also the music therapy program also helps out military families as well at the Orlando Palmer, our Palmer Hospital.
If you Google Matt Heffy, if you Google your name and you look at the different things, different charities, you're involved with so many great causes. And that's good to see. You don't see that enough with bands, much less a lot of athletes. I'd like to see it from a lot more athletes, and I think it's really cool.
We got to share the love, and it's like the same way that our supporters allow us to do what we do and allow me to play guitar and sing and scream for a living, that I want to give back in any way I can.
How many hours a day do you sleep? With all this going
Thankfully,
on, I'm serious.
I mean, with our twin 3.5-year-olds, we're finally kind of out of the bad sleep spell, so I need 7 to 9, kind of get 8. Like our kid's got an ear infection, so he got us up. He got us up a couple times last night.
Well, you're very efficient with everything, though, man. With all this stuff you got going on, you gonna play some stuff for us this morning?
Yes. So I was thinking about playing a couple. Yes.
I don't want to upset you, but I take a 3 to 6 hour nap every day.
Really?
Don't. Let's not get started.
That sounds so nice.
I woke up from my nap last night at 6:30.
Man, and you're still able to sleep at night too?
Oh yeah, it was rad.
Man, that's
He
amazing.
would take a nap right now if I said go ahead and take a nap.
I'm so jealous of people who do that. Corey sits on an airplane, he falls asleep. If it's a 12-hour flight, he's asleep the whole time.
And
I'm
you're
sitting there just looking, I'm like just angrily looking, I'm like, dude, I want to sleep. But yeah, so let's do a couple tracks. I'm thinking about Until the World Goes Cold and Heart from Your Hate, 2 songs from our last couple records that people have been super into. What's crazy though, like you were talking the last couple of years, is we released 2 Trivium records during the world being partially shut down. My side project, Ibaraki, released a record, so the hangar's awesome. That's also more bucks back into Orlando. Got this sweet airplane hangar. We got to have you guys out to someday.
Yeah, I've seen a lot.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's super cool.
We should do something. All right, cool. So yeah,
Rick, you taking notes over there? Yeah, Boss Man's in the studio.
And speaking of shows, don't forget about at our
October 12th.
Yeah, October 12th on our Instagram page right now at 1011 WJRR on Instagram. It's the featured prize today. So if you're not following us, follow us. You could win some Trivium tickets, and they're going to pick multiple winners.
Love it. I love it. That tour is going to be massive. That's Trivium headlining Between the Buried and Me, who's I think one of the best like progressive new metal, like not new metal, but newer metal bands. Whitechapel, super heavy, and Chemist, who sounds like early Sabbath. They're amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of Sabbath, how about Ozzy showing up on stage with Tony Iommi?
Yeah, that's amazing.
At the closing of the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
All we've been hearing is he can barely walk. He's got a cane.
Yeah.
Looked and sounded great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's the living legends we've got out here is still just crushing. I mean, Maiden is better live than ever.
Incredible.
Metallica is better live than ever. Megadeth is better live than ever. It's so awesome. It's a good time for heavy music. And we've been talking every time I've always been here. I've always said how Trivium's got more of a presence overseas. Finally, the U.S. is coming around. It's looking good. Like I believe that this headlining tour is gonna be amazing. Day one sales of Montreal were like 900 tickets in one day. Orlando was like 700 tickets in one day. It's awesome.
I remember last time you played Earth Day Birthday, and everybody was that not
we
sick?
gotta do more of those, man. We gotta do more of those.
I was sick.
That's another conversation
Let's
we
go.
need to have. All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yep. And I went to all the older ones. I remember seeing Fuel at Earth Day Birthday. I think there was a J.R.R. Virgo's Merlot show. I heard that first on J.R.R. Still to this day, that's one of my favorite records.
Cool band,
Such
right?
a good record, man.
Yeah.
They were like so far ahead of their time too, with like the look and the weird like.
Oh, with the contacts that gave you weird eyes.
Yeah, kind of like nightclub vampire dude look.
Yeah, they were a good group of guys too.
Yeah, those guys in Fuel I learned through WJRR, so those are still 2 of my favorite records of all time.
Well, grab that guitar
let's do
of
it.
yours, Matt.
Let's do it.
Trivium and do your thing.
All right, hopefully my high range is nice and warm. If not, we're doing this Orbison style or Cash style.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay. All right, let's see. So if anyone hears any squeaks and pops on my voice, just pretend you didn't hear it. All right, let's check levels.
Some help.
Oh, stop. Why don't you take a nap?
What will it take to rip the heart from your head? I've been silent for far too long. Maybe you're right, maybe I should go. But I've been silent for far too long. What will it take to lift my heart from your hate? What will it take? What will it take to rip the heart from your hate? From reality won't be I tried to do the same, hearing certain faces, promises always turn around and twist and tell me, maybe you're right, maybe I was wrong, but I've been silent for far too long. Maybe you're right, maybe I should go, but I've been silent for far too long. What will it take to lift the heart from your hate? What will it take? What will it take to rip the heart from your hate? Maybe you're right, maybe I was wrong, but I've been silent for far too long. What will it take to rip the heart from your hate? What will it take? What will it take to rip the heart from your to rip the heart from your hate? To rip the heart from your hate? To rip the heart from your hate?
Awesome, man.
Wow.
Thank you.
Good stuff,
Thank you
man,
very
for
much.
Trivium. It's 9:33 in the morning here on the East Coast, and this is happening.
That's
And
sharp.
Thank you.
There's not many rockers who are even thinking about getting out of bed yet.
Thank
and
you.
Here you are.
I had the alarm go off at 6:45. I started warming up my voice at 7. It's fantastic.
A lot of rockers, and I'm sure you know, a lot of rockers will come in here and they'll just be like, dude,
Oh yeah,
let's
we
rock
still
it
tour
up.
with it. Like dudes younger than us, older than us, all ages in between. I'm always surprised. I remember we toured with a band. I won't say the band. We toured with a band, and they were big fans of our band coming up. So they're maybe 10 years younger than us or so. And I remember the guitar player was saying, he's like, I grew up learning to play guitar through you guys' stuff. I was like, man, I'd love to give you lessons on this tour. Because he was asking questions. I was like, I tell you what, I'll teach you every single day of this tour. I'll set up at this time tomorrow. It'll be up. So I set up 2 amps, 2 stools, 2 guitars. Text him, nothing. A couple hours go by, nothing. 5 hours later, dude, I can't be troubled to practice on tour. Dude's like 10 years younger than me. I'm like, come on, man.
Wow.
Missed
Yeah,
opportunity.
you gotta want it. You gotta love it. Like, the other mentality that we see a lot when I remember when I was young coming up, and I'd see bands. I talk about my favorite record of theirs. Be like, oh, what about this, this, or that? I'm like, man, I haven't listened to that since I did it. It's like, man, you should make the stuff you want to hear. I'm not saying like you want to listen to it like it's a band you're jamming to in the car or something, but you should be proud and should want to play your stuff and want to hear your stuff. It's like a chef. Like, you don't know if the food's good if you don't taste it.
Yeah.
So you gotta taste the music you're making for your customers.
Hey, if you don't live in the
Great
moment,
point.
the moment's end. And, so with that, what's next?
All right, so I was thinking about playing Until the World Goes Cold, but we have a bunch that we could do. So I think I'll do Die in Your Arms because it has a really cool thing that I think the listeners will get a kick out of.
All right.
And the solo section. All right, here we go. So this is from our second record, Ascendancy, that we recorded in 2004 in Sanford, Florida. And this is Die in Your Arms. Burning out, becoming weak, burning
Dude, that was rad.
You weren't kidding.
Holy.
It's ridiculous, I know.
Woo! Matt Heavy from Trivium. Let's run through the thing we got going on Friday nights, and even if you can't be there, you can still be a part of it, and you can still be a part of the cause as well. You know,
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me grab the hyperlink right now, just so everybody's got it, in case anyone's like, I don't want to go to his link in bio, just in case. Steve, is there a quick short link you got?
It's give.orlandohealth.com/metal and honey.
give.orlandohealth.com/metal and honey. Okay, let me grab it right here.
And you know what? When we post this, if we do, then
yeah, we'll put it up.
throw that on there.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no, there's so many websites out there in the world, and so many things to follow. But yes, give.orlandohealth.com/metal and honey. So even if it's 50 cents, even if it's 25 cents, whatever you got, it goes to helping out our kids here in Orlando.
Music therapy. The music is therapy for all of us in one way, shape, or form, no matter how old you are.
Exactly. It's a lifesaver for all of us.
Hey.
Save mine and saves everyone's.
When you were given that hyperlink, it was
give.orlandohealth.com/metal and honey.
Metal and honey, but is it because I know that it's the and sign?
It'll be AND.
AND, cool. Just wanted to. We'll have that up on our site.
Well, brother, thank you so much for this. This is a real treat, and thanks for coming in and sharing all this with us. And I know Friday you'll be hitting it out of the park.
So thank you so much. Yeah, we got a lot of fun songs coming up. Depeche Mode, Beatles, Orbison, Cash, Elvis, Witcher.
That's the coolest part. Is the variety and the array.
Don't give it all away.
Yeah. Well, what's fun too is I love that. Like from Twitch, I used to be so freaked out to mess up or to take chances live. Like, no, I need to be perfect as possible, knowing that anytime I say like, oh, I'm trying to, that was perfect. My daughter is 3.5. She'd be like, nothing's perfect. I'm like, I know. Thank you. But what's great is through Twitch and through doing these solo things that I can I just did one of these in Nashville for Gibson Gives. It's a music therapy program as well, but it's for like all ages.
Yeah.
And so we did one of those, and I kept messing up the start of Elvis's Can't Help Falling in Love. But everyone seemed to really appreciate it. So like the third time I was restarting, I was like, man, I'm so sorry, I'm embarrassed. But everyone's just cracking up and loving it. So I love that I can show this other aspect of my personality. Like I like to practice for the point of perfection, knowing it's impossible, but then allowing things like that to happen.
Sure.
That's that silly mouth trumpet thinking about. I was like, this feels really serious. How can I break the ice here? So I started doing those little fun.
That's great.
Yeah, that's a blast. I love it.
All right, man. Keep doing the good work there.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the years of support, my friends. I really appreciate it.
And hey, let's start talking about our birthday.
Let's go, man. Trivium's ready.
It's been a few years since you guys were
We
there.
live 10 minutes from the site. So let's go.
Okay.
I'm locking Trivium in right now, dang it.
You hear that handle?
Let's get a hold of the agent
Yes,
first.
I
You know how that goes.
Yes,
right?
yes, 100%. But I think if we put it in the universe, it's got to happen.
All right, there you go.
Let's do it. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Always an honor. Thank you very much.
Matt Heavy from Trivium. Good luck with everything and with the upcoming tours.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you. October 12th, House of Blues, and then August 12th, Full Sail.
All right. That's this Friday. This Friday.
Jinx.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
That was great. Like
Thank
Pat
you.
said, this early in the morning, that was...
Thank you. Thank you so much.